But welcome, Karen here from KarenHadler.com, and I am going to share with you another card in the three-part series of, the number 2 in the three-part series of the different style slimline cards. And today we're going to be doing a slimline horizontal gatefold. So I will flip the phone over and I will get started. So the other thing we did actually was paint the fence black. So it's a bit reflective out there at the moment, so you can't see, but it really does look pretty good. Okay, so actually not the fence, it was the retaining wall. Okay, I think I'm pretty good actually. Pretty good with the positioning of the... Okay, so I am going to be using this lovely Bloom and Grow set and the Field of Flowers. And I'm going to be creating the slimline card, and I will be using inches for this because this is how I've learnt to create the cards, I must admit. So I will use inches also to, oops, you can see a bit of the edge there. That's all right, I'll just push that back a little bit. And that should be right. And you won't get to see the edge of the table. So let me show you. I have done some cutting out already, and I will show you. So with this card, you cut out your piece of thick whisper white, which I have here, and I have cut that at 9 by 8. So on the short side, on the 8-inch side, you need to score at 2 inches and then turn it over and score at 2 inches. And this is basically going to be our gatefold. And I have already cut the rest of this out. Now I'm going to use this. Now this is not Gorgeous Grape. It is the other one. Oh, gone right out of my head now. Always does that. It'll come to me. If anyone there can remind me. I've had a cold this week, and honestly, I've had such a foggy brain. It's been terrible. I keep forgetting so many things. It's not Gorgeous Grape, it's the other one. Highland Heather. I knew I'd remember. Highland Heather. And these are going to be my matting pieces. Okay, so I will glue those on, and I will quickly measure them for you. This is at, now correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not that good on inches, but this is, oh, that's 1/16. That is 7/8, 1 7/8, and that is by 9 3/4. So let me pop these on already. I have done some stuff ahead of time, as I usually do. Okay. So these are the mats for the 2 front panels. I must admit, I did not grow up with, even though I did have a little bit of schooling with inches, etc. And it took me a little while to convert, if I recall, but I seem to remember metric a lot better than inches. The only thing I still struggle with, and I still use, I must admit, is weight. Like when someone tells me how heavy a baby is in kilograms or kilos, I have to convert it to pounds so I understand what they are meaning. So yes, some things work in the brain and some don't. Now for the top panel, I decided I wanted to do a wood grain. So because this is a slimline card, the embossing folders don't actually run across the whole width. So I thought the perfect thing with a wood grain is that I can make it look like panels. So I popped the cardstock in, and I didn't put it in dead center. I did put it a little bit off center, and I ran it through once, and then I did each side, and that gives the look of planks, and I have just lined up those lines there to make it look as though it's running straight through. So I thought that was a great, way to create with the Slimline card, because it is a little bit longer. So I will glue that onto the top. So that's going to be my top piece. There we go. Oops, that's come down a little bit. No matter. There we go. Okay, now for the next piece, I'm going to do some stamping. So I'm going to use from this suite, Field of Flowers, the grass along the bottom here, and I'm going to be using Granny Apple Green for that. So this is a photopolymer stamp, so as you know, it doesn't have the sponge underneath the stamp, the red rubber stamp, as the red rubber stamps do. So I do like to use the foam pad to stamp with. Okay, so I just wanted to create a little bit of interest down the bottom here. So I don't need the whole length of the stamp, so I will just make it, just stick up a little bit along the bottom, like that. And I think I'll need a third one. So once again this week, if you want to leave a comment, I will do a random selection and pick people to receive this, pick someone to receive this card. So please do comment, leave me a message. Okay, now I am going to stamp. Now I've just popped that away. I'll just get my, wipe the ink off there. Don't want it all over the, okay. I just want to stamp you are simply wonderful. Isn't that fabulous? I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape for that, keeping with the purple and the green theme. Make sure I get it up the right way. Now I'm just going to pop that down here. I do love photopolymer stamps because you know exactly where you're stamping. I find that very helpful. You are simply wonderful. Okay, so that is now going to go on the bottom panel. So, bit of ink on the back there, but that doesn't matter. There we go. Now, what I've done with the the Bloom and Grow, I have stamped and die cut and already pre-coloured some of these. I have done this one already, and I have done this one, but thought I would just do one of them with you. I do use, am using blends, and I do love colouring with blends, I must admit. So I have started off with Dark Mossy Meadow, and I'm just running that in the leaves here, just to give it a little bit of depth. Now, I think I've probably explained before, there are a couple of ways to use your blends. You can either start with light all over and then bring in the darker colours, or you can do like I'm doing. You can start with a bit of dark and then get lighter. I tend to like to do the shadowing in the dark first, and then add my light colours. But either way, you get a beautiful result, whichever way you want to do it. Now I'm using the dark Granny Apple Green to just add a bit from the dark Mossy Meadow. So I'm blending out as I'm picking it up with this dark Granny Apple Green. I'm blending out towards the tip of the leaf. And last one. And then I'm just going to finish off with a bit of light Granny Apple Green. And with the light one, I often just run over the whole area that I'm colouring, just to blend it all together. Now you can just use a dark and a light, but I tend to use 3 colours if I can. Okay, so that's the leaves. Now for the middle flower, I have popped in the middle some, no, that's not the right one. I have popped in the middle, get it right, dark Daffodil Delight. So I'll just pop that in first, just to add what would be the centre of the flower. And I am using dark Blackberry Bliss just to add a bit of shading in this flower. Do excuse my voice, I've given my nose a good blow before I started, so I'm hoping that I don't have to do anything with that or I get overcome by a cough. But we all seem to have had it in this house. Hopefully we've done our round now. We have a 2-year-old granddaughter that goes to daycare and tends to pick up these things. Okay, so the next colour I am using is the dark Highland Heather. I am using the fine tip part of the pen. You can see on this diagram here, you have like a paintbrush and a fine tip. Because I'm colouring in smaller areas, I actually prefer to use the fine tip. Just feel I've got a little bit more control. If I was colouring a larger area, then I would use the paintbrush. Now I'm just blending out the darker colour that I used, because you don't want, when you're blending like this, you don't want straight demarcation lines. So I'm just pulling out the dark colour. There we go. And then I'm just going to finish it off with a little bit of the lightest colour. Hi Shani, how are you? How's Melbourne? Gosh, I've heard on the news today that you guys are allowed out. That is so exciting. You have been in lockdown for so long. 3 or 4 months? A long time. So exciting. So I'm just blending out from the dark shade out to the tip, and I'm just going over the whole thing to blend it all together. So the hope is that you don't have, it's a seamless dark to light sort of shading on your project. Okay, so I have used Mango Melody and Daffodil Delight for the yellow flowers. So I am starting off with the dark mango melody. I finally got to the hairdresser. Yay! Isn't that so exciting? It's just the simple things. You're lucky to have got in. I remember when we came out of lockdown, getting to the hairdresser, they were booked out so far in advance from everyone that had been hanging out. Such a treat, isn't it, to go back to the hairdresser? Gosh. Mind you, I think they have been done a little bit out of business because I know personally I started dyeing my own hair, getting rid of my grey roots, and saving quite a bit of money. So I only go to get my hair cut now. So needs must, and I don't mind doing it myself because I had to quickly learn how to do it. So I'm just highlighting a little bit of the dark colour here. So that's dark Mango Melody, and this is the light Mango Melody. So I'm just going to build up from the dark. There we go. And I'm going to finish off with light Daffodil Delight. And I will just run that over, blending out and run it over the whole flower. I love colouring with blends. There's something, must be the youth in me coming out, or the, I don't know, the child colouring in. Keeping in the lines. Okay, and just to finish with these buds, I'm going to use the dark Mango Melody, and I can see a leaf I've missed there. I have to go back and do that. Right, bit of dark Mossy Meadow. You love the blends, yeah. I just love them so much. So cool. Now, where are we? The shading and the... I've seen some amazing colouring with blends, I must admit. Some beautiful colouring. So realistic, some of the colouring. Now, so that is that coloured. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be popping this one in the middle. So it's going to overlap. So I'm going to pop that one there and that one there. So when you open it, you're going to be able to see the back of those, which, as you can see, doesn't look very attractive. So what I did was I actually just went out and cut some of these from plain white paper. Make sure I get this around the right way. Plain white, whisper white to stick onto the back, and then that means it will cover up, because with blends they do come through the other side. So I thought I would just make it so when you open the card, you're not going to see all this on the back. There we go. And having the dies to do it all is fantastic. If I had to fussy cut it all, I wouldn't be overly impressed, but okay. Pop that on. I could have used purple or something like that. I just decided to stay with the white, but you could put Highland Heather on the back. Now, the next thing, of course, is not to get this, not to glue the flap shut by putting too much glue on your flowers. So just really remembering to only glue the top half. Sorry, I will have to cough. I was hoping I wouldn't have to, but always the way. I do apologise. I just got out of bed again today, I must admit. It's been a real, not very nice. Oh, I'm so sorry. Right, just the top. I'm going to pop that underneath. And this one. Oops. Make sure I've got them in the middle. So that they are just going to pop down over the edge like this. I love glue because it gives you that little bit of wiggle room so that you can make sure when you do this that you've got everything in the right place. And yep, that's cool. And I have already done the mat for inside. So I have used the Highland Heather, and I have already pre-stamped another one of the flowers from this set. There's beautiful flowers in here. I love all these and perfect for colouring in. But before I pop that in, I will stamp. I thought I would stamp some more words on there. And I thought I would use this one, which says, so I've got "You are simply wonderful," and this says, "Thank you from the bottom of my heart." So a fantastic thank you card, I thought, for someone special. And I'll just pop that there, and I will get my foam mat again. Make sure I'm straight. There we go. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I'm going to glue that on. And pop that in the middle. There we go. And last of all, I will pop some gems on, of course. I won't do ribbon today, I don't think. I might, or no, I'll just do some gems, I think. So I've got these gorgeous ones, which has a bit of yellow and a bit of green. So let's get my come pick me tool. And I might just pop some down here. 1, 2, oops. And one up there, I think. And I might actually add a couple of green. Just make sure this green goes though. No, I don't know if it does actually. So I might just stick with the yellow. I might add a couple more. When you have the big cards like this, you do feel like you want to add a little bit more bling, and that is absolutely fine by me. Okay, and one more. Got to keep the numbers odd. 1, 2, 3, 5. There we go. And there we have You Are Simply Wonderful. And that is another Slimline card, and that is a horizontal gatefold card. So So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget, anyone who leaves a comment will be put in the draw to receive this card in the post. Do take care, and as I say, thanks for stopping by, and I really look forward to seeing you all again next week. Bye.